So I'm a pretty scientific person, and I don't know how ghosts could ever exist. It doesn't make any sense. But I also think there's a lot about the world we still don't understand, so anything is possible, I guess, and I can only talk from my own experience. Anyways, I was 10 years old. Every night I would fall asleep with the light off, but with my TV on playing a videotape. I remember there was a period where I'd always get a little scared of shadows on my wall, and sometimes it would feel like there was something there. But I ignored it. Then one night, my cat Sid was sitting on the edge of my bed. He was not a friendly cat, and he would never really let anyone pet him without scratching you. But I could hear him purring. I was under the duvet with my face turned towards the wall, and I could see that shadows were moving on it. I started to feel like something was behind me, and I felt terrified. I knew the only way I would be able to shake the feeling would be to turn around and look. So I mustered up all the courage I could find, and I pulled myself up and around, looking toward the end of my bed. I saw a little boy wearing dungarees with curly/messy hair looking at me, smiling. In hindsight, he seemed very harmless, but this terrified me. In fear, I threw myself out of bed and swung my door open. When I looked down the hallway, I could see my parents' armchair rocking slowly back and forth in the darkness, as though someone was sitting on it. By this point, I was in absolute terror, so I knocked on my sister's door and asked her if I could sleep in her bed. In the morning, I woke up, still in her bed. I'd hoped it was a bad nightmare, but my sister told me I'd climbed into bed with her because I was scared of something I'd seen. I've never seen anything like that since, but a year later I learned that there was an old dilapidated house at the end of our driveway that was built over 100 years ago. The furniture and Christmas tree still sat in the rooms, untouched. I've always wondered since then if the little boy might have lived there once, as we lived very rurally and there were no other houses around us for miles. Sometimes I think I made it all up in my head, but it still seems so clear.